Imagine sitting at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, Vinicius with the ball on the left flank, executing a cross-field switch to Rodrigo Goes on the opposite wing, who then feeds a pass into the central channel where Endrick is poised, ready. The Brazilian pauses, surveys the field, and threads a killer pass to Kylian Mbappe, who's at full throttle, racing down to finish successfully. These four names then run to the corner flag and simultaneously leap into a Siu celebration, igniting an explosion of cheers from all corners of the Bernabeu. It's a dream scenario for any Real Madrid fan. The Fantastic Four or the Magical Quartet is what fans always want to witness on the pitch. As you know, if the fans want to watch, it means there's an opportunity to make money from them. Most casual football viewers prefer an attacking style of play. More goals, more outstanding attackers lead to more revenue. Historically, not many teams have dared to deploy four dedicated attackers like this, as such a quartet can create an imbalance. The closest attacking quartet we've seen was Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and Angel Di Maria. These are all big names, the best in their positions, but ultimately, PSG failed with an unbalanced lineup. A few years back, Manchester United's quartet of attackers also made headlines. Ronaldo, Berbatov, Tevez, and Rooney. But it seems Sir Alex would only use them when needed, not every week. However, the story might be quite different for Real Madrid's quartet. Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Endrick. It seems Real Madrid has no plans to loan out Endrick, as Palmeiras had suggested keeping him until December before handing him over, but Los Blancos disagreed. Perhaps Real Madrid has its own plans for Endrick. Recently, Endrick scored another last-minute goal, a sharp movement followed by a header, and that goal became the third rescue act for Brazil since he came on the pitch. People talk about Real Madrid DNA flowing in his veins and wonder how Endrick will develop at Real. Alongside successful deals like Vinicius and Rodrigo, other Brazilians like Tobias Vinicius and Reinier have failed at Real. Where will Endrick go from here? And how will he play with Mbappe in front? Now, let's talk about other aspects of Endrick to see if he can integrate well. Endrick is extremely humble. Last year, Palmeiras fans showered this young man with praise. Yet, in response, Endrick humbly said he didn't carry Palmeiras on his back at the end of the previous season. It was a team success. And in the recent 3-2 victory over Mexico, Endrick insisted it wasn't his talent, but the team's effort. That goal wouldn't have happened without Vinicius Jr. and the other teammates. I don't score alone. But in football, friends can become rivals, especially when two individuals on the field might be in the same Ballon d'Or race, for example. Endrick has dispelled that notion by asserting he has no problem playing with his seniors. In Brazil, we always play together, and these seniors will help me a lot in my future journey. I don't want to compare or hear any comparisons like I'm better than Vinicius Jr. or Vini is better than Rodrigo. We are truly a family here, and all Brazilians are part of that family. Endrick also shared, when I was 16, I used social media a lot, and I saw people always comparing players. They compared me to Victor Roque of Barcelona, and even Pelé, all sorts of things. That doesn't sound right at all. Pelé is just Pelé. The way Endrick speaks, it's as if he went through his teenage years about a decade ago. In fact, many global football experts have doubted this young star's talent. Some say his playing style is too wild and won't fit the high-level football environment in Europe. But perhaps one thing they shouldn't doubt is the attitude, spirit, and ambition of the striker born in 2006. The way Endrick speaks, it's as if he's been familiar with the media for many years, and somewhere, people see the image of a young Kylian Mbappe a few years ago when dealing with the media. Next season, Endrick will come to Madrid to play football. His favorite position is as a striker, and it would be crazy to think that a club as successful as Real Madrid would hand this position to a newcomer like the former Palmeiras forward. Endrick's direct competitors will be Mbappe and Joselu. The French striker will turn 26 next December, while the other option, Joselu, is already experienced in Spain. Endrick is 9 years younger than Mbappe and has many years to perfect his still limited skill set. Don't expect Endrick to dribble past 2 or 3 players like Ronaldinho or Ronaldo de Lima once did. Those are once-in-a-century talents. Endrick's greatest strength isn't his dribbling, even though his dribbling ability is extremely impressive. His greatest strength, and what people believe will make him successful in the future, is his incredibly intelligent movement. Endrick seems to have a great understanding of himself. He knows he has a short upper body and very long legs, so he often chooses very reasonable positions between the opposing defensive lines to avoid direct collisions. Endrick's finishing skill isn't about shooting wildly whenever he gets the ball. He often aims for the low corners of the goal. These are angles where, even if the goalkeeper can parry, the team's chances of scoring are very high as other players rush in for rebounds. If you could sum up Endrick in one word, it would be smart. He's clever in handling the media, in choosing positions between the lines, and in making decisions on the field. Endrick has a very open future ahead of him, but he's not going alone. He will have 3 to 4 years to learn all the skills and football thinking from Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, and Rodrigo. In terms of future orientation, Endrick may play as a number 9, 9.5, or a number 10. Generally, finding a winger is quite easy, but finding a player in the central midfield area is much more difficult. Therefore, Real Madrid wouldn't force him out wide unless absolutely necessary. People often call Endrick the new Pelé, not just because of his appearance, but also his playing style. If you're talking about skill moves, you shouldn't look to Pelé because the football king played much simpler than you think. He took complicated things and made them simple. Movement, touch, observation, acceleration when necessary to defeat opponents. That's how Pelé played. When he got a bit older, Pelé moved down to the center and defined the standard way of playing the number 10 position that we still know today. Endrick seems to have a playing style that's quite similar. With this approach, Endrick will face many challenges in Europe where defenders typically force him to make mistakes rather than committing themselves to tackles and being outplayed, as seen in Serie A or Brazil. Ultimately, where Endrick plays is less important than whether he can learn and adapt to play alongside his more experienced teammates. This will be the key factor in determining if Endrick becomes the new idol at Bernabeu, just like his idol Ronaldo once did.